We met in high school.
And how did you first meet in high school? Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
I'll go first. We always say ladies first. I love him, first of all, because he loves the Lord Jesus Christ with all his heart. He shows me love. He's always courteous and kind to me. And, well, we're sharing 10 great-grandbabies right now. And that's a blessing.
What are 3 things you love about your loving wife?
The first one would have to be the same as hers. She knew the Lord as her Savior. The second would probably be because she has a gift of mercy, and she's needed it from time to time, occasionally a lot of it. The third would have to be she's always available.
And how long have you folks been together?
Well, married 65
years this coming July.
And so after 65 plus years together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
Honoring God.
We dated for a couple, I was in the service for 2 years. I was a tanker in the Army, and but we waited, and what's real and important is worth waiting for.
Kathy and Walt.
January the 7th, 1945. We were married in my mother's living room. And we've been together ever since.
The father just has to be there. We have a weakness in America today because of men not being responsible.
I think it's because people don't care about each other the way they should. I believe you have to have love in your heart for people. It's exciting, and it's an opportunity to encourage other couples to know that they can make it. And I always tell everybody, put God first. My husband and I pray together every day. First of all, love, God, commitment, and communication.
That sounds good.
And the next thing that I want people to know is I consider her a gift from God. And so I treat her just like that.
Wow. He is my hero. And what I mean by that is God gave him as a gift to me. And I treasure him just that way. Whatever he wants, I try my best to provide it. If it's a meal, not a problem. If he wants just to take a ride, I'm there to do that. If he wants just conversation, I say, let's go. If it's a boring night, I say, let's make a picnic in the bed with a blanket and a picnic sandwich. Bottom line is he's my one, and we keep it live for each other. 52 years, he's the air in my lungs.
So we spend our time just making each other happy. And the most important thing in that context of being a pastor, you got to have God in your life. You got to pray. Because we have some intense moments of fellowship. That's our way of saying, you know, sometimes we don't agree. Okay, and then so, but our prayer life and love and respect we have for each other, years ago would be bumps in the road. Now it's just smooth sailing because we worked our way through all of that. So we're each other's best friend.
Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love most about each other?
Yes. Beauty, personality, and kindness.
And what are 3 things you love about your loving husband?
I think we enjoy being together. We both have the same goals with what we want in life. And I just think he's very honest.
And how long have you folks been together?
It'll be It was. No, it will be 48 years.
So after 48 years together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
Compromise.
Patience.
Lovely. That's some great advice. And what are your names?
Peggy and Greg.
Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
Love the fact that he is so strong and brave and always very loving.
What are 3 things you love about her?
She's always there for me, no matter what.
What else?
She's a very kind person.
What's the third? What's the third thing?
How much time do I have to figure it?
Come on now. You always tell me how beautiful I am.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
And how long have you folks been together?
We met in high school.
And how did you first meet in high school?
Well, he got kicked out of North Catholic High School and came to the public school, and I was in the public school, and we just happened to...
And she was dating my buddy, and I was dating her girlfriend.
And then we switched.
And then we
I just knew immediately he was a really good guy.
After being together over 65 years, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
always been able to talk.
Patience. We have 3 children. We have 4 grandchildren. We have 2 great-grandchildren.
Tim and Sandy, well, thank you so much for your time and talking to me today, and I wish you many more years of love and happiness.
I never get to see this someday.
I think you're going to see it, and I think your kids are going to see it. Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
I love that she's kind, she's beautiful, and she's generous. That's 3. And you?
Big-hearted, gentle as a giant, and, and very loving.
And how long have you folks been together?
40?
Well, wait, no, not 40 yet.
Since 87.
Is that 37?
Yeah, 37.
Is that good?
Yeah, 30. So after 37 years together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
Communication.
We've had a rough life.
Yeah.
We did good.
No, we haven't had a rough life. We've had a good life. We just had some bumps in the roads. And I think if you communicate during those bumps, you'll be fine.
Well said, and I think that's part of the experience of life for all of us. The ups and downs, the struggles, the adversities. Like, you got to figure out a way to process it and make it through.
There you go. Are we going to be on TV?
You're going to be on the 6 o'clock news tonight. No, I'm just kidding. And what were your names?
Joe and Sue.
Joe and Sue. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you both many more years of love. Bye-bye. Thank you. Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
Well, she is the sweetest girl I know, and that's why I married her. Great cook, and we get along very well. And it's kind of nice to have somebody that you have things in common and get along well.
Certainly. And what are 3 things you love about your loving husband?
He's generous, caring, and loving.
And how long have you folks been together?
We've been married 66 years.
So after 66 years together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship with one another?
Give and take.
Yeah, compromise. Compromise is very important because, you know, you're going to have differences, and you have to compromise. And you don't compromise, then you have difference and you have problems.
Great advice. And what are your names?
Ray.
And Yvonne.
Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
My husband is kind. He shares my faith, and he's interesting. He's an interesting man.
And she's just very kind, very informed about most things, and very loving.
And how long have you folks been together?
A very long time.
And so after a very long time together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
Honesty with each other, not going to bed mad,
And that's what I would say.
Yeah, and, just enjoying the same thing mostly. We both enjoy being with others and sharing and traveling together.
Lovely. And what are your names?
Joe.
And Vicky.
Joe and Vicky. Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
We always get along good.
Now that's not true. At a certain extent.
Biggest part of the time.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know. I love her. I know that. And
Well,
we've had a good life.
and we're still going to have a good life because I'm not ready to go anywhere, and I'm not ready to let him go.
And how long have you folks been together?
63 years.
Wow.
Well, 63 years, but there's 2 years and 8 months that we dated.
Wow, so after 65 years together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
Never,
Go ahead, you.
never go to bed mad. Never. If you do, then when you get up in the morning, you're just back on the same old track. So I think you should all. And always try to keep your children to stay together and love each other.
Oh, that's lovely. And what are your names?
Charles and June Camp.
Charles and Jan?
June.
Charles and June. That's a beautiful name. Excuse me? Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
I love him because he's kind and he takes care of me, and he's good to me, and we've got a good relationship. There you go. That's so corny.
Yeah. And what are 3 things you love about your lovely wife?
I like her sense of humor. She is a true companion in everything, big, good, bad, or indifferent, she's there. And she's the best mother in the world.
And how long have you folks been together?
58 years. Not together, but married 58 years. 58 years and 2 months, you'll count.
Wow.
3 days and 28 hours.
Yes, sir. So after 58 years of being married, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
Oh, God, you tell him.
Give and take, constantly give and take. Respect the other's wishes and
compromise.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for your time. And what were your names?
Charles and Unine Went, W-E-N-D-T.
Charles and Unine?
Uh-huh.
I wish you many more years of love and happiness together.
Well,
thank you. Could you give me 3 things you love about each other?
Can you give me one? Can you give one? I've known her for a long time, and we're just getting to the point where we're comfortable.
We've been married 60 years. That's kind of a hard question at this point.
She tolerates me, and I tolerate her.
There's a dependability and stability, and that I can depend. He cares for me, takes good care of me.
She puts up with me. That's a good thing.
No, sense of humor, you used to have. Easy going.
After 60 years together, what would you say is the key to maintaining a loving, happy relationship?
I gotta pick your fights very carefully.
Our attitude towards one another.
You don't go to bed angry.
And what's one quality about her as a person that's absolutely beautiful?
She lets me have my margarita.
No,
it's got to be qualities about her.
Putting up with me.
That's not a quality.
Wife, very beautiful.
What?
Laundry and cook for you and clean and take care of you.
And you learn how to keep your mouth shut.
I'm Bob. That's my wife, Liz.
Bob and Liz. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you many more years of love and happiness together.
Okay.